Welcome to class 13 of Secretarial Practice. Today in this class we will study about the last stage of the formation of company. The last stage is commencement of business stage. Commencement of business stage is the last stage of the company formation. And at this stage, the registrar of the company issue the certificate of commencement of business. And only after receiving this certificate, the public company can start its business. So what does it mean? So this is the last step of the company formation. And in this step, what happens? The public company is going to get the certificate. So certificate is called as certificate of business commencement. So unless the public company is going to have this certificate, they cannot start their business. Okay, so it is said that only after receiving this certificate the public company can start its business, which means the private company is going to start their business soon after the certificate of incorporation, but the public company has to go through the next two stages I said in the previous class. So which means the commencement of business stage, in this stage, after completion of this stage, the registrar of the company is going to give the certificate called as commencement of business certificate, and only after this certificate they can start their business, and this certificate will be issued in the favor of joint stock company. And there are some conditions to be fulfilled in order to get this certificate. So the first is filing of prospectus. So we know what is prospectus, right? So prospectus is nothing but we are going to invite the public. Prospectus is the invitation to the public to subscribe the shares of the company. So here in this you are going to declare that the prospectus or the statement in lieu of prospectus has been filed. So you are going to give the declaration that we have already filed the prospectus and the statement in lieu of prospectus has been filed, which means prospectus means you are going to invite the public to subscribe the shares. So it is a public company, so it is allowed to subscribe the share from the public. So for that sake they have to have the prospectus. So what is this statement in lieu of prospectus? A statement in lieu of prospectus is nothing but if the company is willing to gather the capital of themselves or privately. So what happens in this case? They need not invite the public for the subscription. So in this case they are going to file the statement called as statement in lieu of prospectus. Then the second is you have to declare that the minimum subscription amount mentioned in the prospectus has been filed. So you are going to have a minimum subscription. So that how much amount you are going to keep it as a minimum subscription. So that declaration should be given by the company in the prospectus. So what is the minimum amount of subscription mentioned in the prospectus? So that should be fulfilled. Then the next is qualification share. So as we know, in order to be the director of the company, we have to purchase the qualification share. So that shares we call it as qualification share. So here you are going to declare the declaration of the company should be given. The company should give the declaration that the directors have purchased and also paid for their qualification share. So not only purchasing, here you have to pay for the qualification share. The next is comply with legal requirements. So legal requirement means whatever Companies Act says regarding the formation of company, each and every statutory requirements what are there, legal requirements what are there, so you have fulfilled or you are agreed with. So this is the statutory declaration, which means it is mandatory declaration stating that all the legal requirements have been complied with. So now what happens? So the company is going to pay some necessary fee along with the document. So the registrar of the company is going to examine all these documents, and after being satisfied he is going to issue the certificate of commencement. So this certificate entitles that the company to start its business. The next is incorporation of company limited by guarantee. So company limited by guarantee, we know. So this company is not going to issue any shares, right? As the features of the company itself says, the company need not issue any shares, because the guarantors who are there, they will contribute some amount, saying that at the winding up of the company we are going to contribute some amount. So that will be there in their memorandum of association. So features say it may or may not have the capital shares, or share capital. So it may be private company or it may be the public company. Okay, so they have not given a particular saying that it is a public company or it is a private company. It is a company limited by guarantee. So where there are the guarantors, so not the shareholders here. So the memorandum must state the liability of the members in limited, right? So whatever liability the guarantor is going to have, so those members, so their liability will be mentioned in the memorandum of association. Its article must state the number of members with which the company is to be registered. So there are some features. Okay, so if you want to get the company limited by guarantee incorporated, so what you are going to do, the first step say that company limited by guarantee must be registered with the company house. Okay, so it should be registered with the company house. Then the next it says the company must have at least one director and one guarantor. So please note here, the company limited by guarantee must have at least one director and one guarantor. So here it also says that sole individual means the individual can assume both the position or they may be separate. So here director and guarantor may be separate, or the single individual can play the double role, which means as a director and as well as a guarantor. The next point says detail of registered office address. So company limited by guarantee must provide detailed registered office address during the formation process. The next step is SIC. So what is this SIC? SIC is nothing but Standard Industrial Classification. So this should be supplied. So this is the code which explain, or this code explains the nature of your company trading. So and the articles, you may have up to 4 standard industrial classifications. So it says that you have to supply this SIC. Then the next is information about PSC. What is this PSC? PSC is nothing but people with significant control. So which means information about the people with significant control in the business should be provided normally to the directors and the guarantors. So here what happens? You are going to provide the information of people with significant control. So normally who will be the people with significant control? So directors and guarantors themselves will be the people with significant control. Then they have to complete the memorandum of association and adopt the articles of association during the company formation process. Thank you.